War is everywhere. For the past 2 weeks, we've been telling you about the growing global war. Just take one look at the map of the world. It paints quite a grim picture. Regional military conflicts have broken out in almost every continent. From Ukraine to Gaza, from the Red Sea to the South China Sea. There's military conflict everywhere, and now another one seems to be on the verge of breaking out. In the Korean Peninsula, it seems that North Korea is preparing for a war on South Korea. What makes us say that? Just take a look at these recent developments. Today, North Korea tested another nuclear weapon system, an underwater attack drone. They call it the HILE 523. It was tested in waters off the east coast. Dubbed HILE, which means tsunami, the new drone system was first reportedly tested in March 2023. According to the North Korean state media, it was intended to make sneak attacks in enemy waters and destroy naval strike groups as well as major operational ports. How? By creating a large radioactive wave through an underwater explosion. But the timing of this test is important. You see, this test was carried out to mark its protest against this week's joint military drills by South Korea, the United States and Japan. The navies of the three countries held their 3-day regular drills until Wednesday, alongside the U.S. aircraft carrier Carl Vinson. These war games are part of the effort to improve responses to Pyongyang's evolving nuclear and missile threats. Pyongyang has accused the U.S. and its allies of getting frantic with their war games. It warned them of catastrophic consequences. The North Korean ministry spokesperson said in a statement, and I'm quoting, "Our army's underwater nuke-based countering posture is being further rounded off, and its various maritime and underwater responsive actions will continue to deter the hostile military maneuvers of the navies of the U.S. and its allies." This reported underwater test has come days after North Korea fired a new intermediate-range, solid-fuel, hypersonic missile. Washington, Seoul and Tokyo condemned this as a serious violation of UN resolutions. And amid all these nuclear provocations, North Korea's rhetoric has also become more fiery. Earlier this week, North Korea abandoned all hopes for peace, for unification with South Korea. Its supreme leader, Kim Jong Un, declared South Korea as enemy number one.
Level-headed judgment of the special environment in which the most hostile state, the Republic of Korea, exists in our nearest neighborhood, and of the situation in which instability of the regional situation is soaring due to the US-led escalation of military tensions, has found that the danger of the outbreak of a war to be caused by a physical clash has considerably aggravated.
Pyongyang has abolished agencies dedicated to reunification. They have gotten rid of any inter-Korean mechanisms to prevent conflicts from spiraling out of control. Kim Jong Un, addressing the Supreme People's Assembly, which is North Korea's rubber stamp parliament, declared that North Korea's unification with the South was no longer possible. From the podium, he issued a threat. He does not intend to avoid war should it happen.
We do not want war, but we also have no intention of avoiding it.
He has also said that the constitution should be amended to teach ordinary North Koreans that South Korea is in fact their primary foe and invariable principal enemy. He called for constitutional changes in order to define the North's territory as separate from the South. He has declared that he will no longer recognize the northern limit line. It is a de facto maritime border dividing the two Koreas. So what do all these signs indicate? Will Kim Jong Un invade South Korea? Will he start a war in the Korean Peninsula? Will the United States be forced to join another war? Kim's fiery words, Pyongyang's live-fire artillery drills, all point to a growing possibility that the two sides will get into a military skirmish. Don't forget, Pyongyang has also been drawing closer to Moscow. According to Washington, North Korea has been sending missiles to Russia for its war in Ukraine. In exchange, Moscow is allegedly helping North Korea with their satellite program. But what does South Korea have to say about all of this? Well, Seoul is not getting rattled at the moment, at least. It has in fact taken a hawkish stand by threatening a multiple times stronger response to any provocation from the North. In light of these developments, in an armed Korean conflict imminent, that's the question. Defense experts do not reject its possibility. They say that the two Koreas are now at the highest probability of being dragged into an armed conflict. As Kim Jong Un's North Korea becomes more and more reckless, there's fear that the Korean peninsula could erupt into a full-blown war. Now, that's the worst-case scenario, yes. Ties between the two countries have been tense for a while, but now Kim Jong Un has declared Seoul his enemy number one. He has shut the door on any chance of reconciliation, and he has done this while developing nukes and missiles. I cannot stress this enough. North Korea is a nuclear power. Its obsession with weapons tests, even when they are all small scale, pose significant risks. Each incident carries with it the potential for further escalation. And with both North and South Korea now taking a less compromising position, the question that arises is this: can the world afford one more conflict, adding to the fear of a growing global war? WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.